ever felt that little nudge, the feeling that there's just more to you than what you're maybe showing the world? Like, you could achieve more, but there's almost these invisible walls, something kind of holding you back from really unleashing everything. Well, if that sounds familiar at all, you are definitely in the right place today. We're going to be exploring exactly how to start dismantling those barriers and tapping into that power that's already inside you. And our main source for this deep dive, it's a really good one. It's the straight up wisdom from Jen Sincero's huge bestseller, You Are a Badass. What's great about Sincero isn't just, nice ideas. It's really a practical guide, like a playbook full of actual strategies, things you can do, things to try, she calls them. They're designed to really shift how you see things and, well, ultimately shift your life.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Our mission today is really to pull out the strongest insights from her work. We're focusing on how she helps you kind of fundamentally recalibrate how you think about yourself. We want you, the listener, to come away from this feeling not just, a quick buzz of inspiration, but genuinely capable. Like you're equipped to make real changes. We'll get into some maybe surprisingly direct truths and hopefully have a little bit of fun with it too, keep you ready to actually take action.
Absolutely. So yeah, think of this deep dive as your own personal journey into empowerment. We're going to unpack piece by piece how you can access that strength you already have and start using it consciously, to build the life you really want. So let's talk about that feeling we mentioned first, that feeling of being stuck or held back. It's pretty universal, right? That sense that you're meant for something bigger, there's this potential inside, but some invisible barrier stops you grabbing it. What's Sincere's take on that invisible wall? Is it about finding one root cause, or is her approach more about, like, just start tearing it down now?
Well, what's really interesting, thinking about it psychologically, is that Sincero isn't just serving up, motivational fluff. Her method is much deeper. She's essentially guiding you through something like cognitive restructuring. It's a technique used in therapy, actually. She helps you spot those unhelpful thought patterns, those old beliefs she talks about, and then, often with humor, actively challenge them, replace them. And doing that, over time, it doesn't just feel better. It can actually help, rewire things a bit in your brain, create new, more empowering default thoughts. And her stories, the humor she uses, it makes these sort of quite complex psychological ideas feel really easy to grasp, which is great if you want knowledge that's quick but also thorough.
Oh yeah, her style is definitely key. It's not like reading a textbook at all. Reading Sincero, it feels like you're talking to that really bold, funny friend, maybe slightly rebellious, the one who just refuses to let you play small. She calls you out, but in a way that makes you laugh, and then you pause and think, maybe she has a point about my own patterns. And you start questioning those old stories that maybe, without even realizing it, have kept you stuck. It really invites you to do something, not just read.
Exactly. And that brings us right to the core mindset shifts and those practical things to try that she's all about. Sincero is really good at boiling down complex psychological ideas into stuff you can actually use. Actionable advice. So a huge first step she always talked about is noticing. And then, crucially, silencing that inner critic. We all have it, right? That voice inside that's always nitpicking, telling us we're not good enough or smart enough or whatever enough. And she doesn't just say ignore it. She gives you actual techniques like acknowledging the voice but seeing it as separate from you, maybe give it a funny name even. When you externalize it like that, you can step back and ask, okay, is this thought actually helpful? Or is it just some old fear talking? That simple act, just questioning it without judgment, that's a really powerful thing to try. It creates space. It lets you be kinder to yourself, have some self-compassion.
That is such a great way to frame it. Yeah, it makes you realize how much energy we can waste arguing with our own internal, I don't know, negative Nancy or whatever you call it, instead of just gently redirecting. Okay, so once we start turning down the volume on that internal noise, what's the next big step she guides us towards?
Well, building right on that is embracing self-love. And, this isn't about being arrogant or anything. It's about recognizing your own basic worth. That's like the foundation for accessing your power. It's an active thing, accepting yourself, appreciating yourself, believing deep down that you are actually enough, right here, right now. And this connects directly to the next key area, really questioning those old beliefs. So many of us are running on autopilot, living by these rules or ideas we pick up ages ago from family, maybe, or culture, or bad experiences that just don't fit anymore. They don't serve us. Sincero basically helps you put a spotlight on those thoughts. She encourages you to ask, okay, where did I even get this belief? Is it actually true for me now? Does it help me grow?
By checking if they're still valid, you can consciously decide to let them go. It's like taking back control of your own mental space, choosing thoughts that empower you. Honestly, doing that mental spring cleaning is one of the most powerful things to try she offers. It can be totally transformative.
It really sounds like she gives you a practical toolkit for what can feel like a huge job, changing how you see yourself. And for our listeners who really value knowing not just the what, but the how, that's gold. But what does it actually mean, practically speaking, to step into your power? That phrase gets used a lot. Sometimes it feels a bit vague. How does Sincero make that feel real?
Yeah, that's a really important question. Sincero makes it clear that stepping into your power isn't about finding something new outside yourself or, waiting for someone to give you permission. It's actually about recognizing and then using the power you already have inside you right now. It's like an internal adjustment, realizing your abilities aren't dependent on external things. She often points out that our natural state is one of potential. We just kind of get sidetracked and forget that. And one of her most effective things to try for this is a really simple thought exercise. Act as if. Ask yourself, if you were already the version of you living fully in your power, how would you handle this situation? What choice would you make? Just shifting your perspective like that can unlock a surprising amount of courage. And maybe the biggest takeaway, another huge thing to try, is her point that creating the life you want, it isn't some far-off dream. It's not something you just hope for. She frames it as a decision you can make right now. That's a major shift. It turns wishing into choosing. You decide. Then you act.
Okay, so pulling all these pieces together, what's the ultimate feeling Sincero wants people to walk away with? It's obviously more than just a temporary high. How does she make sure this mindset shift actually sticks, that it translates into really feeling capable day to day?
Right. The goal isn't just that fleeting, I can do anything feeling. It's a deeper, more grounded sense of being genuinely capable. And she builds that by constantly showing you the connection between your inner world, your thoughts, your beliefs, and your outer reality, your results. She demonstrates that when you consistently do these things to try, challenge the negative thoughts, choose self-love, act as if you start seeing actual changes in your life, tangible proof. So these aren't just feel-good exercises in a vacuum. They're practical steps that lead to real-world shifts. Every little win, every belief you question, every act of self-kindness, it builds this new foundation of trusting yourself. And her message, delivered with all that humor and directness, it just cuts through the usual self-help noise. It hammers home this basic truth. You really are powerful. And through her examples, her bluntness, and those fantastic practical things to try, she really drills it in so you don't forget it. It's a kind of mindset shift that manages to be both really entertaining and genuinely transformational. Gives you real tools to change how you see things, and by doing that, change your actual experience.
Okay, so let's bring this right back to your life right now. We've talked about how powerful shifting your mindset can be, and we've pulled out some really actionable things to try from you are a badass. So here's a challenge for you. Something concrete to try today. Can you identify just one small belief, or maybe one self-doubt that's been quietly holding you back? Just one. And then right now, make a decision to challenge it. What's one small practical step, even a tiny one, you could take to question that belief? Or maybe act despite that doubt starting today?
Yeah, maybe thinking a bit bigger, connecting this to your week ahead. Here's a question to mull over. If you truly, deeply decided to embrace the belief that you are, in fact, a badass, this incredibly powerful individual, what's one slightly audacious step you would take this week? Something you previously thought was just impossible for you. Don't just think about it casually. Really try and feel into that possibility as you go through the next few days.
That is a powerful thought to sit with and a really exciting challenge if you're ready to step up. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into self-empowerment and uncovering these really useful things to try for becoming more capable. We're genuinely excited about what you might unlock for yourself. We will catch you on the next deep dive. We'll explore some more fascinating stuff together then.